Mic test. What's going on? Oh, we're good. Awesome. I'm going to be starting here in just about a minute or so. Just going to refill my drink, and I'll be right back. Good morning, Mr. Hellbound Buick. Hope you're having an awesome hump day. What kind of Buick do you drive? Woo-wee. Woo-wee. What's cracking, y'all? Happy hump day. It's Z-Rex. We're live. No noise. It is. What is this? The 8th of March? Yes, it is. The 8th of March is about a quarter to 10 Central Standard Time. We're getting it in. Talk about some price action. A little bit heavy the last day or so. But let's zoom out a little bit here. Oh, God, what is this? And we'll just talk about it with the charts here behind us, because it's always good to have a little bit of a visual reference. All right, let's hide that. Let's go full screen so we can get all that real estate, baby. Anyway, let's see here. Let's start with Mama Bear, as we like to do. We've got the daily up right, or sorry, the weekly up right now. So kind of just chilling up here. Let's zoom into the daily because we don't really have any new information on the weekly. So let's go to the daily. We do have a little bit of a new information on the daily. We have this body that's actually below this consolidation area and below the 55. That's a little weak sauce. It's a little weak sauce by the bulls. Don't like that. And we actually have a lower wick too. So that's telling me that the bears are gaining a little bit of momentum. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Damn, tough one right there though. Look at this. The tail is like right where the body stopped, right above the 22,000 area. Did we breach 22? Yeah, just for a second. It looks like last night, late in the evening, we did just for a second. Let's go back to the daily. So that kind of sucks. A little heavy. Not really any volume though, so it's kind of just chilling. Sub 23 doesn't look good like we've been discussing. But man, right above here, if bulls are strong, this should turn into a higher low still from this little structure right here. But it's definitely not super sexy. And ETHs is a 65 Riviera. Hell yeah, dude. That would be dope. Very nice car. And then we've got this. What is this? Sandwich Doji Fest 3000. Just super sideways. I mean, daily, what is this? 6. If we assume today closes around here, we got 6 in a row or 5 in a row. I swear I can count good. We got 5 in a row. We do have kind of the same thing, though, a little body closing right below these and also a lower wick. So they did get defended just for a quick second, but that's the first test. We'll see if the bulls can keep it up because that's a little bit nasty. This is kind of just dribbling down. Don't like it. I do not like it. And Ethereum's, like we talked about on Monday, this looks way more like distribution than Bitcoin's. We're kind of just hanging out here doing like a little rounded top formation. We do have a lower low or even low right here. And now we're coming to test it. It's a little different than Bitcoin's is actually a higher low, right? We still so far have a higher low. But Ethereum's is just, Ethereum's chart looks way worse. And I'm not being able to load. Here we go. We're about to start. Is my internet already going to start acting up? Get the God damn it, Bobby. You son of a bitch. Oh my God. $150 a month for gig service. My ass, Spectrum. I wish there was more competitors to internet services. What is there, like 3 in the whole country or some shit? Anyway, before I go on a rant about that, rounded top, distribution looking for sure. Let's zoom out to the weekly on Ethereum. Oh my God, I'm about to throw my router across the room. What the hell? All right, so we're barely hanging on here. We're still below that trend line, and sub 1580, like we've been watching, is still the line, man. And I swear, okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to close some other browsers. I guess it can't handle my brokerage open at the same time, which is really freaking lame. All right, yes, I'll close Slack too. If you can't handle that, jeez, so lame, man. So lame. How's my internet coming through? Is it okay? Is it skipping or anything, y'all? Just let me know, please. In Das Trollbox. Let's see. Okay, that's good. I mean, let's make sure that this actually closed it, because sometimes it hides in the tray. Yep, so he wants to hide in the tray. Don't you be hiding in the tray. What is this, EA? It wants to just open? No, it's good? Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, it's just lagging a little bit over here. Well, at least it's not lagging on y'all's end. All right, so 1580, sub that. It's a little heavy. And we start getting a little below here, around 15 hundo. Ooh, man, I would be looking for a test probably all the way back down into the 1300s if that were to occur. 21,000 on Bitcoin. I'm sorry, 22,000. It's barely holding on. We start even getting, let's see if on a 3-hour we've even got a couple. Yeah, we got like one right here, and then that was it. And then immediately kind of have been bouncing since then. I usually don't use the 3-hour on spot price. I like it on futures, but I prefer this 458. Or if you don't have custom time frames, you can just use an 8-hour. It's pretty much the same thing. But anyway, man, we start getting a little comfy below 22. Oof, man, that you can already see what will happen. Next layer of support is probably 20K even. That's a nice round number and kind of splits all this right here. If y'all saw my post on my ideas thing, I'm still watching that because this is longer term stuff about 30% risk being pretty. I mean, it's a little bit better now, right? Oh, it's 29 now. But just kind of buying, I'll be buying dips on here. I'm actually hoping that it does dip so I can get into some long art that we love. Let's go here. Yeah, check this out. I've shared this a bunch. It's also on my ideas page too. I posted it over a year ago. But yeah, you can see here now we're out of this blue box, and this could just be the liquidation break. I wish Ethereum looked better to support that narrative. It doesn't, unfortunately, but it is what it is. You don't always get what you want, right? Anyway, you got it already. It's like right here, man. It's 1 year away from the halving, actually, almost to the T. What is this? March 4th, 5th. It's like the first, second week of March. That's exactly where we're at now. So we're pretty much at the year before that. And if you go back in history, it usually rallies up into that year and bases out already. So you can see based here, just kind of hovered around the top of the box back in 2015, hovered around the box here in 2019, kind of the same thing. It was a little bit longer than a year, about 420 days. Oh, hell yeah, randomly picked that one. And so right here, we're kind of hovering above the box now. So that's kind of why I posted that ideas or that thing in the ideas chart about, risk to reward now in Bitcoin is a lot better. And you might ask, well, why didn't you post or talk about that back over here? Well, because their bulls hadn't attempted any real counter trend rally in any of this until recently. So this is a new development over the last, month and a half or so. So the data has changed a little bit. And so now that we've actually had a counter trend rally, yeah, now we do need to take out this 25-ish thousand area, especially on a weekly, but they have made higher highs against September and October's lower highs back over here, around 21,000 on both of them pretty much. So that is definitely making themselves known and a good defense by the bulls of the blue box range, which is pretty funny. Bitcoin is a habit, a creature of habit, man. It really is. So far. Doesn't mean it will be in the future, but it is until it isn't. And that's a good saying in trading. I know it's probably like, well, what the hell? Well, it's like a range. If you're in the range, it's range trading until it's not. So nothing can go flat or up or down in a straight line forever. Anyway, back to just the price and the charts. We've got that distribution look on Ethereum looking pretty nasty. And let's pull a fib on this real quick. We'll kind of take it from these lows. You can see here real good support around the mid 1400s is the next spot. The biggest concern will be if a body closes below this on a daily. It would be okay if we just get a wick down there, like a little tail on the candle. It'd be okay, but 382 is a very important fib for trend continuation. I think it's better than the 618 because it means that the momentum on that side is very strong. Anyway, let's go to the futures. Let's see if they got anything for us. No, not really. We got a little gap over here at about 20K, low 20s. But going back to test the trend line, we just confirming we are at critical zones right here, the line in the sand, if you will. This is kind of it. Anything getting a little bit more pressure to the downside, we'll get some dippity doodahs. But hey, I will be taking advantage of those. So don't listen to me, though. I'm just some idiot on TradingView. But that's going to be what my plan is, especially if we can fill this gap on the futures. Oh, that would be sexy. And then get a nice defensive move by the bulls. It'll be very nice. Let's see. Let's go back to spot. If you are super bearish, the one thing you could hang your hat on a little bit is that we've never been this comfortable below the 200 weekly ever. And I like to play both sides. You're like, well, you're talking about buying dips. Well, yeah, you don't want to be, one-sided. And if something happens and starts breaking down, you don't want to make like emotional trading decisions. That's usually never a good idea and almost always results in losses. But Yeah, the only thing that is a little concerning is we are very comfortable below the 200. And as you can see, that hasn't happened. Yeah, it's only till 2015. But even if you kind of extrapolate this, it's about to here-ish before, like 83 people knew about Bitcoin back over here, or at least traded it anyway. So that's the only thing that's a little bit concerning on that front. Let's go to the ETH futures. Yeah, looking like distribution. And to be fair, interesting, this gap was already filled. All right, so that's different. What's this fib right here? Right below the 618. Interesting. More clarification that 1580, man, the longer we camp below that, the nastier this chart will get. Wow, Litecoin just continues to dump. Holy crap, I did not notice that it was already in the mid 80s. What is going on, man? Well, this is major support here on the weekly at about $80 flat. So maybe we get bid up. And you got a nice little cluster over here on the daily, also supporting that weekly 21 EMA. So not too shabby, but also not too great. We need to see defense by the bulls here, so this doesn't get labeled as a bear market rally or a bull trap. Let's see what else we got here. Oof, ETC, once it broke here, it's just going down to the abyss. Volume is very minimal, though. Let's see here. I guess people are getting a little scared of, kind of hovering around the 618. This is major support right here, about $18. Just the $18 handle in general. We start getting below 18, man. 15 is easily hit on this. And just kind of back to what I was going to say about the, I guess people might be a little concerned about grayscale and FTX crap and all that shit. I don't know, whatever. I barely like to read news, but holy moly, look, we got an outlier. Look at Ripple Me Nipples. Look at this on the vol flash, 4 in a row. We were talking about this on Monday. We're about to get some pretty decent action here. And what is that? That's like a 10% move or so. So that's pretty good, at least off of Monday's candle, which was a hammer technically. Not the best one to relative to where it is against price structure, but this is actually nice follow through on Ripple Me Nipples. Garlic bread is doing pretty good here. If we could just clear like 42 pennies, man, this thing probably runs pretty hard. That is interesting. Over 42, I think 50 is pretty easily hit, and then we'll have to reassess. And sub like 36 again. Pretty much this candle right here. Yeah, 36.6. It's actually 3 6s almost, 0.3666. Nice. So yeah, that's a pretty decent reaction there. I do like that. It's doing something different. Oh, I didn't talk about, speaking of GBDC and stuff, look at this. It had that hearing yesterday about the ETF approval crap or whatever, and I guess it's going to, my buddy was telling me it's going to be it's a judge decision now and not the SEC stuff. I don't know, whatever. This is kind of interesting, though. Look how much this popped. It went up 10% while Bitcoin was down. You do not see that very often. And it's actually getting some follow through. I guess people are they're playing the discount to NAV gap trade pretty much. It was at like 40 something percent. So people are just buying this up thinking that that's going to go closer to parity as that date comes. I don't know when the date was. I haven't looked it up. Maybe someone in the chat knows the date for the grayscale hearing. There is this gnarly gap right here in the 15 to 18 area, which I actually have because it's kind of funny. It's just like BitO, the price and the gaps is really close. But I actually have call spreads playing this gap fill, and they're out, way far out. They're like next year pretty much. So I loaded up on those a long time ago, though, when it was down over here. Why is it that gaps and price action usually get filled? That's a really good question. They almost always do get filled. And I guess it's because it's like a void in the price. They just kind of jump, and it's not very much volume. In the market, Mr. Market likes to go test and make sure that area is what's the word I'm looking for here? They just need to reassure that this is actually, maybe the momentum flips there or not. Like a lot of times they'll get gap fills and then you'll just flip around to the other side. I do like to play gaps a lot. Tesla actually has a really good gap on it to the downside at around 140s, I think, off the top of my head. That's a decent one to play. I think that might be a good buy zone for a reversal potentially, as long as the market doesn't get too insane to the downside overall. But yeah, I think it's just because it's like an illiquid spot, and markets like to go fill liquidity gaps. Is kind of the simplest way I think I could put that. Let's go to Litecoin. No, wait, Litecoin. We already did it. Let's go to Tron. TRX. What is Tron doing? Oh, you son of a! Don't you do it! Don't you freaking do it! Come on. Load it. Load my damn chart, you bastard. All right, well, it doesn't want to load any of my lines or nothing. I don't know why this freaking does this. All right, there it goes. It's like internet from the early 2000s. I just loaded up my Netgear and AOL free CD, so I've got like 2 hours right now of free internet. If you know what that is, you know. That probably also shows my age a little bit. Anyway, still in the 6 cent handle is okay on this. Doesn't look terrible. Not as terrible as my internet connection is doing at the moment. Oh my God, stop, please. God, like younger kids now using the internet. Yeah, I have some Napster running in the background. Totally, I do. And some LimeWire. That's the one. It feels like it, dude. People wouldn't even use the internet if you like went back in time and you're like, or wait, not back in time. If the internet was like it was then and you gave it to younger people now, they would flip the shit, man. They would flip their shit and be like, oh my God. They just throw their phone probably. Like, I can't handle this. And hell, we would let that shit run like all night to download like a couple of songs. Or like a movie or something. So it's come a long way. Anyway, moving on. Oh, Dot, you're not looking too good. Last line of defense right here at about 550. We lose 550. I mean, we're talking anywhere between 420 and $5 is easily hit. Pretty nasty chart. ADA, yeah, we are getting a defense a little bit so far, but about 32 pennies below that. Same as Dot. Linky Poo, yeah, it looks pretty terrible. Just hit the top of the range, selling off. I mean, we're in the middle of the range. Don't really care about anything there. If there was an option strategy, if you could sell strangles on there, that would actually be pretty decent. But you can't on Link or almost any crypto, which is really freaking lame. BitO is the only thing. Oh, you can do Ethereum futures. Also has options. I don't know if they're tradable yet. Hell, Bitcoin has had options on the Ethereum futures for like 2 years, and you still can't trade them. And it's on the CME. I don't know what the hell is going on over there. If you're outside the US, you can use a really good broker called Deribit. They actually own like 80% of the options volume on Bitcoin. So if you're outside the US, there you go. Deribit, they're awesome. Oh, let's see. Riding this trend line. Hey, EOS, as long as you're riding this trend line, it's fine. It technically does have higher highs, higher lows. There's a little bit of bearish divergence on these two tags right here. Just a little bit, ever so slightly. A lot of volume on this one, too. So, I mean, this one looks okay. Looks a little bit better than the other ones. Oh, man. We're kind of having the same structure on most of these charts. You get the bearish divergence of a few stabs selling off. Not too surprising. Let's see what we got here. BSV. Oh, man. Sorry, BSV. But it is holding some of the local low areas. Just barely. We get an open and close daily below $36, man. This thing's probably going to, I don't even know where it goes. It goes into black hole mode, though. Pretty nasty. Oh, losing 150 again on XMR. This is kind of shitty. Nice rally Monday to finish the day out right up against the 21. Then immediate rejection, and we're getting a little follow through. So that's not very pretty there. Let's zoom out a little bit to the weekly. Yeah, getting a little heavy, man. Sub 150, 155-ish is not good. That's like a big pivot point on. Shut up, phone. Sorry about that. That probably comes through the mic and is annoying as hell. Zcash. Ouch. Let's go see what Grayscale Zcash did, since, you know, it's amazing now and it's going to be whatever. Look, it rallied actually a little bit off these lows. It's up 16%, while Zcash is down 7%. Man, what a great product. I hate Grayscale. Anyway, I just hate Digital Currency Group in general. They suck for crypto. They should just go away. Anyway, this looks pretty terrible. Not my favorite chart until it gets back above 39. That wouldn't even make it my favorite either, but I would start to kind of like, oh, maybe we can enter in a trade here with a little lower risk, maybe 10% or so. But right now, it's just in death mode at this point. Dash. Ouch, Dash breaking its trend line, breaking the 55 today, getting follow through after this doji candle on the trend line. This is not good for Dash. That is ugly. I would be looking for this to go to mid 50s, and then we'll kind of have to reassess, but pretty nasty. Major support at about $50 flat, but yeah, pretty gross. Doge, what are you doing? Barely holding on. Trend line's right below it, above 7 cents. It's okay, just like Monday. Nothing new here. One interesting thing is, I'm not sure how this is happening, but we actually have positive DMI when we're selling off. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. What the hell is that? Okay, I'm a little perplexed there. I'm not really sure how to comment on that, except for, well, screw the DMI right now. Let's just look at price action in the trend line and local lows. So about 7 pennies. How weird, man. What the hell? STX falling hard off that dollar. I mean, to the T. Look at this voodoo tea leaf shit working. Then tea leaves, I don't know, it's just like a joke that I make about technical analysis because a lot of people think it's total voodoo bullcrap. Whatever, that's fine, to each his own. But we get to that dollar level. We've been selling off. It's down almost 40 or 30 something percent from there. Does it get caught here? I don't know. I think this is just hyped up from ordinals and putting NFTs on Bitcoin, which most of the Bitcoin people don't even like anyway. So it's kind of funny. Also, this wallet and everything, you can't even like send. It's only receive. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like GBTC. So on GBTC, you only can put money in it. You can't claim any redemptions on it. So what the hell is that? Cool, right? Put all your money in there. It's great. Let's see here. Hex finally broke the trend line. So this one is... God damn it, Bobby. Oh my God. Ugh. This internet crap, dude, is pissing me off, man. I like doing live shows versus doing recorded videos. I used to do recorded videos on YouTube and stuff, and it just wasn't as fun as the live shows. You don't get to talk to people, and I stopped doing them because of the stupid internet issues, but now I'm getting them again, even though I upgraded and pay way too much. Oh, well, whatever. It is what it is. Can't really do anything about it. So, holding about 6 pennies is okay. Losing 6, we probably go all the way to 4 something, the 4 penny handle. And yes, this is pennies. If you're wondering, this coin is not $6 million. Oh God, that would be insane. Richard Hart would never shut the hell up if that happened. But yeah, finally broke this trend line, so this is kind of over for now. H&T. Oof, God, this looks terrible. Terrible below 240. I mean, this is next support maybe at about $2 flat, but not good. Not a good chart. V-chain all the way off these highs. Pretty much the same thing that everything is done, all the way down to 2.2 pennies. Below that opens up the door. It's almost like we have the same three chart patterns on almost everything. Same thing here. We actually already are breaching this. So if the daily closes below here at about 1150, not so bueno. Kind of same thing here, holding this little cluster. It's a little deeper in its cluster. Most stuff is kind of at the late January lows, or structure, I should say. This one's already getting pretty deep. Pretty nasty. I haven't liked this chart for a long time. Telegram's coin is barely holding on. I mean, barely. Let's go to the weekly. Man, super sideways for pretty much this whole year. Man, tight range. Is this kind of like a little symmetrical triangle here? Yes, it definitely is. And we're actually a little past the 80% full mark. So that's pretty rare. Usually you break before that, technically speaking, if you go by the book. But crypto's funny. I've seen so many triangles on crypto fill the whole damn triangle out and like literally just go sideways through like the triangle. So it's like this and they just keep going. Bitcoin's done it a few times. So anyway, it does respect triangles eventually. All right, let's go to normie markets. What time is it? Because I got to go have lunch with my son here pretty soon at his school. Normie markets, right on the trend line. Weak ass sauce right here. This is pretty bearish overall if you just take the candle structure. Like we've talked about a bunch of times, you get one candle or any candle, up or down, green or red for most people. But if you get them slicing both the medium term MAs in one go, that's usually good for the Momo on that side. So you got the upside here on Friday, but look at this. Monday, you got a shooting star doji that said, we're fine. You can go away, bulls. Go back into your little cage. And then we get follow through and take out those EMAs again. And now we're just camping back on the lows. This is pretty nasty. This is kind of a little bit of a clue that the bears have a little bit of Momo underneath the surface. And below about 39.80, which is that number we've kind of been watching. It looks like we wicked almost right to it, 39.74 and change. So we start getting comfy below there, like on a 3 hour. Man, look at this, tapped right on the trend line. But we get a little bit lower than this and get an open and close below 39.80. I would look for a pretty good sell-off. We do have the stupid Fed chattering here in a week or two. It's a big meeting too. Everybody, the 50%, or not 50%, oh God, that'd be a hell of a hike. The 50 basis points hike has just skyrocketed on the Fed futures, which of course, inflation, if you are anybody buying anything, you know that inflation has not really slowed down. I went to the grocery store the other day and they had jacked prices up another 10-ish% on most of the stuff that I get. And I know that's the same for probably everybody. So, you know, they've only changed the way they calculate inflation 3 times in the last like 10 months. That's not weird at all. Totally normal. I guess normal for the government. 39.80 though. Hold that. It's good. Below that, watch the F out. And this structure is kind of nasty. NQ 12,000. As long as we're above 12K, it's all right. We did have a nice candle on Thursday defending 12,000. So that was pretty cool. Let's pull a fib on this real quick. 618. Yeah. I'd say losing another 100 points here. We probably test it again, and it starts to look a little nasty. This one doesn't look as bad as ES, though, to be fair. 12K, though, easy peasy. And above this, 12.3. It's literally the same as the last few videos. It hasn't changed. Let's see. Oh, God, this is brutal. Now, this is very ugly. Rally up right to the EMAs. Our resistance, formerly known as support, at 33.5. Doji follow through, engulfed the attempt by the bulls to rally, and we're getting follow through. This is actually pretty nasty of a chart, and we're actually selling off today. It's the only thing down. This looks gross, man. We get this to even close, I think, below this 32.80 on even a body and especially an open and close. Ooh, man, I'd be looking for 32.3 ish and probably working over time down to 31.6, 31.7, which is the next major support. It does have the 200 daily MA right below it, so that is a little bit a support area. So maybe you get a little bit of resistance right there, or I'm sorry, a little bit of support resistance by the bulls, whatever. That's probably confusing as hell, but get a little bit of support right there, and that's about 32,420. So 32,420 below that, man. I think we go to upper 31,000s. This chart looks pretty nasty. This daily is gross, man. Russell, what are you doing, Rut? Yeah, Rut also has a daily nasty. We were talking about this on Monday, engulfing it. We're getting follow through. We got a body below all the other bodies. We're camping at the lows now. I mean, there's a little support right here at about 1870-ish, but man, the Rut and the Dow, same as I think we mentioned that on Monday too. The Rut and the Dow just don't look very good, man. They do not look very good. Yo, what's up, Morrow? He's 15. What's up, Mr. 15? Are you old enough to start trading? Hey, well, I would say hell yeah. Can you click buttons on a? I'm sure you know how to use the internet well. I would say hell yeah, dude. I think the earlier you start, the better. I'm going to teach my son how to trade when he's really young. Because everybody needs to, I think everybody needs to learn how to take risk. Trading isn't different than any other business model. So, like, you want to start a restaurant or a bar or whatever, a lawn mowing company would probably be more relative to your age. Like, dude, it's all risk, man. You have to just take calculated risk and make plans and then kind of stick to those plans. So why not, dude? You don't have to put a lot of money in there if you got it. That's why crypto is really cool too, because you can put $100 in a crypto broker and trade with that. And don't think of it as dollars. It's like, oh man, I'm only making $1 on this trade. Don't think of it notionally. Think of it percentage wise. Because if you can make 5-10%, consistently, maybe it's a year or maybe it's every half year. I mean, like 7-8% is considered really good annually in traditional markets. A lot of people beat that. A lot of people also don't beat that. But you just say 10%. If you can make 10% gains in a year, which I think is pretty realistic, don't think of it like, oh, I only made $10 on my 100. But if you can consistently keep making decent percentages, then that means you can do that with just more money. So I'd say absolutely, man. I would definitely start trading if I was you. I wish that I started trading earlier because I would have got all those things you have to do to learn more about yourself and how you like to trade and how you react to certain price action and all that. That just takes time. You can't read a book and learn that. Like, you really just have to make the trades. And so since you're super young, man, I would definitely just start making small trades. Because even if you blow out $100 and you do some stupid shit and don't follow your plan or whatever, I mean, whatever, it's $100. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But the value you can learn from losing that money or slowly growing it is awesome and will pay lots of dividends in the future for sure, man. All right, let's go. Dow Jones. Ooh, rally. Back into the box, red box of despair. Nothing really new here. Just kind of getting more follow through, kind of like the Russell and the Dow are showing us. DAX is still camping up here, but pretty nasty. It's pretty kind of nasty. There is no momentum. I mean, look at this. On the DMI, nothing. Center, dead center, neutral zone. Pretty neutral here at 60. That's not really anything to speak of momentum. Just looking at structure, it's got a little bit of support right here, about 15.5-ish. But this closes like this. You've got engulfing on this candle. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, this is backwards. Sometimes I get confused. Oh, actually, no. This would actually be maybe okay. Man, 15.5 structure only because there's no help on any of the oscillators. So above 15.5, it's all right. Very cautiously bullish there. I'm dying buying that shit, I'll tell you that. You're very welcome, sir. Don't be scared. And remember, you will always lose money. That's the only guarantee in trading too, man, is that you will take losses. Just try to make more wins and gains than you do losses, and you'll be all right. All right, I think that's it. I think I'm going to kind of wrap it up because I got to get going to my kiddo's lunch. We got to, just real quick, man, nasty rejection on this. This is ugly as hell. We're back below 77. Bears back in control here on the nice attempt. It did look really good here, but now back to Bear Momo below 77. Trash. Nat gas is holding on here today, right at the 21, and this is still fine above like 260s. I don't have a big issue with it. This isn't my favorite candle right here, but as long as it's holding about 260-ish, it's all right. TNX is kind of lollygagging, a little abandoned island reversal thing or abandoned baby, whatever the hell. They have the silliest names sometimes. But this one is the same shit, different day. As long as it's above about 385-ish, it's okay. Wow, the dollar is saying suck it. Holy shnikes. This actually got real bullish. This is bullish as F above 105, man. Whew, wow, okay. That might put some more pressure on precious metals, dude. That looks nasty. Nasty. Silver, platinum, all the precious metals look like total shit. Oh, silver's closed yesterday. Absolutely brutal on that. I just got put a bunch of shares on SLV. I was selling puts right around here. So I own some SLV now, straight up. I'll just sell some calls against it until it breaks out on that. And we can talk about options more at some point. I know people do like the options. It is a little bit confusing, though. It's like learning another language. So, but maybe no one wants to learn options. I don't know. Send me messages or type in the troll box if that sounds cool, because I do think options are really awesome and they can be utilized in a very good and efficient way. They also can be utilized to leverage up like crazy and lose all your money. So you have to be real careful with them. Kind of like futures. Anyway, Bitcoin, best hold this. Do not make a lower low. Don't you do it. But do it so I can buy some. But don't you do it. Hey, man, you're very welcome, Hellbound. Appreciate the kind words, dude. I really appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. And I hope you find that old school Riviera, dude. That would be badass. Hell, I'm in Texas if I find one and you're close to me, because I do car stuff on the side, too. So I'll let you know if I see one at an auction or something. Anyway, hold this. Don't make lower lows. Get back above 1580. Come on. Sweet. Okay, we can talk about some options on one stream for sure. Hold 1580. We're getting selling pressure, dude. It's starting to get a little heavy. Maybe the daddy Fed will save us at the meeting and say that they're not going to hike 50 basis points and only do 25. That would probably ensue a pretty big rally. But until then, that's another week or two away. I'll see y'all guys on Friday morning. Much love. This has been Z-Rex, No Noise Live. Have an awesome hump day. Peace. No, Mario, I stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays between 9 and 11. So if you just like sub on my thing or whatever, it'll send you a notification when I go live. And then if you miss any of these, you can watch them, or I also upload them on YouTube as well if you'd rather watch them on YouTube, because I know some people like that better. So either way. But yeah, sweet. Awesome. I'm signing out. I'm going to have lunch with the boy. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.